everyone, it's Mike Shetty, co-founder of Horse Racing Nation and Derby Wars and your co-author of the 2013 Breeders' Cup Super Screener. Not much going to get done at work this week. Why? Because we're all focused on the Breeders' Cup event. That's right, we'll be handicapping away, trying to conquer that cup, and of course dream about hitting that score of a lifetime. We're going to help you. That's what the Super Screener is all about. In our first video, we gave you a couple of stand against because it's so important to be able to eliminate some of those vulnerable low-priced horses. In that video, we gave you the sprint champion from last year, Trinniberg, complete stand against this year, and of course Silvermax, the only horse who has defeated Wise Dan in the last 2 years. He's a complete stand against in the mile. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 more marquee named low-priced horses that Super Screener says complete stand against. Remember, historically, we've given out 9 of these horses. 8 of them have failed to hit the trifecta. That's how we get leverage in these Breeders' Cup races. Now, what does it take to come out a winner here with the Breeders' Cup? It's one word: conviction. You've got to have convictions. The fields are much too large, too many races. You'll go broke trying to spread. And that's what the Super Screener is all about, really helping you drive conviction. Because Alex Zito and I set out to accomplish the following with the Super Screener. Certainly over the years, we had noticed there are definitely patterns forming for each of the races. But we had to dig into over 1,500 horses over the past 15 years worth of data, 40 unique handicapping variables. What do we try to do? Find those data patterns that separate winners from losers, that identify those vulnerable low-priced horses, and of course, find a way to isolate those 40 or so 20-to-1 shots that are going to run over the 2 days. Which of those few are going to hit the board, potentially even win at these huge odds? Now, since the key to conviction is eliminating some of those low-price marquee type horses, I'm going to give you 3 more stand against here that the Super Screener says, no way, not for the win, exacta, and maybe even the trifecta. First one I'm going to give you, it's the mile race, Olympic Glory. In our early edition of this book, we had that one on top. What's changed? Richard Hannon, top trainer in Europe, decided to go in the Queen Elizabeth II. That gives this Euro just 2 weeks to recover, going into another huge race. That has been a deadly bet against, stand against Super Screener criteria. And not only that, he's a 3-year-old, and 3-year-olds have not done that great in this race. Lastly, the trainer, by his own admittance, said this horse is much better on softer going. I tell you right now, that Santa Anita turf course is nothing but lightning hard and fast. In addition, if you asked that trainer if he wanted to send that horse, not really. This is all about the owner. Another great reason to avoid this horse in your exacta for sure. All right, our second stand against is the second place finisher from last year's turf race, and that's Point of Entry. Point of Entry is probably go off around 4 to 5 to 1. This horse is complete stand against. Why? Only 2 races this campaign, coming off an injury. The last 9 horses that have won this race have come off a 1.5 mile prep. This horse has run a 1.25 mile, 1 1/8. Only 2 races. Last one was in June. Again, going to be a low-priced horse. Total stand against, even in your trifecta. Third horse I'm going to give you here, get ready, was last year's Classic winner, Fort Larned. Most horses that have won the Classic in the last several years have had either a Grade 1 victory or they achieved a lifetime top in their prior race. Fort Larned has done none of these. Had a very easy prep race against very soft competition. And here's the big separator. Note this horse's pace figures. Every time that horse runs giant pace figures, it's like running a big final speed figure number. He flops in his next race. This race will be no exception, again, because he was the last year's winner, maybe even go off second, third choice on the board. So, here's another Super Screener stand against. Nowhere in your trifecta. Now, for those of you who are Super Screener members, tune in on Tuesday. Mark Midland, my partner in crime, he and I are going to talk Breeders' Cup, and I have several long shots. In fact, 2 horses that'll go off at least at 20 to 1 that I feel should not only hit the board, but have a great shot at winning their respective races. So, until next time, you know what I want you to do. Go fast and win. And go to www.superscreener.com. Sign up, pick up your book. They're going fast. And the final edition will be out on Tuesday. Thanks, everyone, and I hope you hit the score of a lifetime in this year's Breeders' Cup.